Hey guys, welcome to this session of mine, the CAT series, RC series, in which I'm going to do episode 1 today. So keeping in mind the fact that CAT is just around the corner, we all need to brush up our preparation, and since RC forms a chunk of the VARC section, I have decided to go ahead with this series. For now, I'll be doing episode 1 and episode 2, and then maybe later I'll be adding some episodes. So watch out for episode 2 as well, which will be discussing tones. So this first episode is all about interpretation. See guys, inference is extremely important when we talk about CAT RC, because when we are doing the process of elimination, we strike off this is not the answer, and then when we are left with two options, just because of wrong interpretation, we get the answer wrong. So let's move on with the session and see the questions that are coming up. But before that, the quick announcements. Campus placements for IT jobs. This is another segment, and in this I'm doing a proper plus course which talks about how to prepare yourself for campus placements, how to handle VARC in those tests, and also how to groom yourselves for interviews. Iconic subscription rates. What is Iconic? It is a one-on-one mentorship. So if you guys are really looking for that extra push to your preparation, you need to go in for this. Plus subscription rates, which is real value for money. MBA 2021 mock test marathon. This is another good thing. And of course, the big surprise, which is CAT Combat, coming up on Sunday, under which 250 lucky winners are going to get prizes. I wish I can participate. All right, coming over to question number 1. Just check the paragraph, and I'll be showing you 4 options after this. You have to mark the right answer, which is the correct interpretation from these lines. Here we can see the author talks about child as the father of the man, expresses the hope that the wonder present in the childlike gaze, now childlike, bachon ki tarah, right? The moment I read childlike, I think, oh, there is a pair. This is part of a pair. There are two words which sound similar, which kind of are similar, but the meanings are totally different. Okay, I'll be coming up with that word in the option, so watch out. So he says that the wonder present in the childlike gaze of the child can somehow be preserved through to old age. He's saying that we should be inquisitive always. This is what he says, right? Take a look at the options now. First one says man should be childish all his life. Childish, okay. Childlike, childish, okay. Second one says man should be childlike throughout his life, okay. Third one says man should always have the childlike inquisitiveness in him. Fourth one says man should preserve things from his childhood. What are we talking about preserving? Dolls, soldiers, dollhouse, banduk, what? No, so that is out. So if we do the process of elimination here, A is out, D is out, because A is giving us the wrong meaning. Childish has a negative connotation. Childish harkatein is different. Childlike harkatein means innocent. So between B and C, of course, C should be the answer because inquisitiveness ki baat hui hai. The second paragraph. The colossal impact of the coronavirus pandemic has made the world strange and troubling almost overnight. But as the millions of phone calls and messages of goodwill that are being exchanged testify, it has also laid bare the importance of our relationships with friends, relatives, and neighbors. I would like to tell you something over here. Keep an eye on the tone. The tone overall is positive because there comes a but over there. But ke baad positive tone aa gaya hai, change of tone hua. So overall the tone is positive. So when we go over to the options for interpretation, you need to watch out for that. Okay, let's take a look here at the options. In times of crisis, people remember to go back to relationships, things that they mostly forget in their busy day-to-day lives. Kind of sounds neutral, okay, if not exactly positive. Check B. The millions of phone calls testify to the fact that coronavirus is indeed a deadly disease. Do the phone calls testify that coronavirus is a deadly disease, or the phone calls testify that we tend to go back to our relatives and our friends and our relationships? So maybe there is something wrong over there. Check option C. Our friends and neighbors remember us in these testing times as they have nothing better to do. Wow, how negative does that sound, right? So if we do the process of elimination over here, the answer is indeed A. Had you gone for C, it would have been negative tone. And paragraph hamara totally positive tone end mein bola hai. Right? Over to question number 3. Fashion operates on desire. How we dress feeds off cravings to be different as well as part of a tribe. To be on vogue but ahead of the pack. So it says fashion operates on desire. Bole to what we wish, uske baad phir we start doing fashion. How we dress feeds off cravings. Bole to that same point, the first point is being explained over there. We get certain cravings to be different as well as part of a tribe. अलग भी दिखना है, साथ में भी रहना है. We want to look fashionable. We want to wear something that is trendy, that is in vogue, and at the same time we want to look a little different. We want to look ahead of the pack. Okay, and these cravings lead to your the way you dress, the way you start fashion, the way you do fashion. So if we take a look at the options, what exactly does he mean? We follow certain fashion because we want to prove ourselves superior to others. Wow. We want to prove ourselves superior to others. Superior. Negative slightly. Our wish to look different from others, yet at the same time a desire to look trendy makes us follow a certain fashion. Cause is desire. Result is आपका fashion. Sounds fine to me. Option C. Fashion makes us develop a desire to look better than the rest of the pack. Oh, so fashion becomes the cause and desire becomes the effect. This is called wrong cause and effect. That is one point which helps us eliminate options easily. So yes, in this case, C is out and A of course was out. B is indeed your answer. Right, guys? Okay. Take a look at this one. Fashion shouldn't cost the earth. It shouldn't drill a hole in your pocket. But the industry has for too long promoted overconsumption as a good thing. Keep buying, keep doing this. About a fifth of mass-produced clothing does not even sell and ends up being buried, shredded or burned, or it's dumped in the oceans. Garments now account for 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Chota, 8%. Still, it matters. Synthetic fibers are being found in Arctic sea ice and in fish. So they have brought in a specific sea name and they are saying that, okay, we find garments dumped in these oceans, right? Let's take a look at the interpretation options. Excess of fashion is detrimental to the global atmosphere, especially when it comes to gas emissions and marine life. They had talked about that. Okay, we'll keep this. Look at B. Wasteful fashion leads to wasteful emissions and harm to marine life. That's fine. As is supported by the fact that fibers are found in all the seas around the globe. All the seas. Okay. Option C. A major contributor to global warming. Didn't they say 8%? Is mass production of clothes which are not used up and later burned or dumped in oceans. So it's very easy to see there is word play in the other options. So B gets eliminated, C gets eliminated, A is your answer. That is the correct interpretation. Great. Question 5. Seen like this, science advances as much through what thinkers get right as what they get wrong. So what they are saying is thinkers, they do the right things and then they do the wrong things also, and then they gain from their mistakes also. A scientific theory aims to understand the world, but it is only when nature reveals an error that it can be refined. So first it is important, and only when we come up with the mistakes, when we make mistakes, can we learn from them, right? Check the options. Science improves a lot when it makes mistakes and rebuilds on them. Sounds fine. Science says that nature is prone to making errors. Oh, okay, it's pointing a finger. Tumne kiya ye. Third one, a scientific theory is based only on errors. Okay, it says only when it reveals an error that it can be refined, but it doesn't say a scientific theory is based only on errors. All right, so we'll retain option A and option C. B is out. Option D, scientists should learn from errors and nature's secrets. Learn from errors tak to theek hai. What are nature's secrets? Sounds like Victoria's Secrets or something, right? So that's weird. Okay, so we are left with A and C. Now between A and C, do you see A has better words and it has got like the second part also, which is not wordplay. It says make mistakes and rebuild on them. So definitely science improves. Option A is your answer. I hope guys you have been able to understand the point that I have been trying to drive home. Interpretation is extremely important. RC तीन चीजों पे चलती है. Interpretation. So please improve your interpretation. This was just a chota sa session to help you guys get started, or at least get you guys thinking about it. Keep reading a lot, because eventually that is what will help you eliminate on the D-Day. Wait for the episode 2 of this series, which is going to talk exclusively on tones. Thank you.